Hello, friends. I'd like to welcome you to Meditaciones Diarias.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Meditaciones Diarias.com. My name is Alexandra Perez from New York. Today is June 4th, 2021, and today's title for the Adults Devotional is When a No is a Yes. I must go on boasting, although there is nothing to be gained. I will go on to visions and revelations of the Lord. 2 Corinthians 12:1. In 2 Corinthians 12, the apostle talked about his privilege of having been called by Christ himself. Nevertheless, Paul did not boast about it. In order to avoid pride and self-glorification, God allowed the apostle to have a thorn in the flesh. Verse 7. Paul was probably referring to some apparent physical illness, something that caused him considerable difficulty, as well as discomfort and inconvenience. However, that difficulty helped the great Paul to be completely dependent on God's grace. By depending on the power of God in his frailty, the apostle considered himself strong precisely because he was weak. In his ministry, the apostle was able to deal with the weakness of others because he was aware of his own. This helped him to show an interest in people, not in their possessions or in the advantages of being with them, but in their well-being. And in his concern, he tried to help solve or avoid any arguments, schemes, and selfishness that there might have been among his children in the faith. Paul asked God 3 times for the solution to his thorn. Verse 7. But he did not get an answer. Verses 7 through 9. Paul was not the kind of worshiper who prayed and just did not get answered. He prayed, and the prison of Philippi shook and the jailer was saved. He prayed, and 276 people were saved in an incredible shipwreck. However, he prayed 3 times about his physical problem, and 3 times God said no. Have you asked God for something and it seemed that he was silent? God's silence hurts like no other, but it seems to be apathy or indifference on his part. Beyond that, there is perhaps something worse, when God answers us and says, no. That is when faith comes into play. Paul understood that God's no was a yes. Then he strengthened his dependence on the Lord, became strong in his weakness, and began to accept his weaknesses gladly. This turned into a blessing for him, and he was able to bless many through his own experience. Some say that the one who hopes despairs. It does not have to be like that if we trust in the one who is in control, God himself. His silence, his no's, and his time are always the most opportune and the best. Let us look at life with other lenses, the same ones the apostle had to use to understand and strengthen himself in God's will, and accept it. Christ connects fallen men in his weakness and helplessness with the source of infinite power. Steps to Christ, page 20. This is how a no from God can be the greatest yes for your life. Dear Lord, please help me to grow closer to you during each obstacle I face. Amen. Thank you for joining us. Please tune us in Radio Joven Adventista at www.jovenadventista.com and share this material on your social media with the hashtag #AdultsDevotional, #Meditaciones Diarias, #Radio Joven Adventista. Thank you and have a blessed day.
I just want to thank you all for visiting us each day here at Meditacionesdiarias.com. May you have a blessed day.